Yeah, hi you guys. Thank you for being on this other video. I am currently in a hotel and I've been here for almost 3 weeks. If I'm mistaken, yeah, it's about 3 weeks. Um, if you've been following me, um, I've been homeless living in a van, and supposedly the housing department finally got me an apartment, of which I'm supposed to be moving um, Monday. Today is Saturday. And I'm supposed to be happy, right? Well, I'm not. But what has been keeping me going these last 3 weeks in a very good state of mind is that, well, I'm not in the van, for one. And even though I have electricity, I have a refrigerator freezer, I have a toilet, I have a stove, I have a bed, I have everything in there except it's really small and I can't even stand up. But you know what's been keeping me going in a good state of mind, because I haven't taken these in over a month. And I would take them like maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, every once in a while, but nothing more. And they're only half a milligram of Klonopin. And it really helped. And right now, I feel like taking one because of my dog. My dog has been saving me for a long time. And a few days ago, I went to where I used to live before last year at a place called in downtown San Diego. It's in a real shitty area, right next to Father Joe's village. Anyways, I had to leave because I couldn't pay the rent. I couldn't afford the rent. So I left and I had to move in back to the van again. So there was a guy who lived next to me on the fourth floor of these apartments. And the guy was such a calm guy, really mellow guy. He got along with everybody. He would walk people's dogs. I would give him food all the time. He came over one time and brought me this beautiful plate of food that he prepared. It was wonderful. And all of a sudden, when I moved out, I would have to go there because I have to see my medical treatment down there. And I would always pass by there and I would say, "Oh, I hope to see Mark," was his name. I said, "I hope I can see the guy and say hello to him. I haven't seen him in a long time." Well, every time I went through there, nobody was there anymore, out hanging in there's a coffee smoking area, I'm sorry. And he would always be puffing cigarettes and chatting with people, and I would always sit down with him and on the bench inside the apartment building. And it was like a little patio. And we would watch all the tweakers and crackheads, and oh my god, so much drama that went on over there while we would talk. And I know he had mental health problems. So anyhow, the guy, when I saw the last, like 3 days ago, I saw this other lady who's in a walker and has a little dog. Bandit is his name. And Mark would always walk Bandit, the dog, a little tiny dog. He was a great guy, very calm, very, very mild tempered, and very friendly too with everybody. I've never heard anything bad about the guy. And then all of a sudden I saw the lady and I said, "Hey, what happened to Mark? Where is he at? I haven't seen him out here. He's always smoking and stuff." And well, she told me that the guy jumped off the window. Oh my God, I said. I started to cry right there because the guy was a really nice guy. I know he had mental health problems, schizophrenia, because he told me that he suffered from schizophrenia. And she told me that Mark jumped off out of the window and landed on his head. It was very early in the morning when everybody was asleep, and she told me that the paramedics and of course the whole ambulance thing came, and unfortunately he died at the hospital. But it was so devastating to hear that, because Well, the guy was a good guy, and he was a friend of mine. I considered him a friend. And my dog has been a tremendous friend to me because um, he also has helped me from doing the same thing that Mark did, but not in that manner. Mine was different. And also, just so you know, I had someone report me to YouTube because I talked about this. And to tell you the truth, if you do that, YouTube will send me a notice, a warning, some kind of a notice, because somebody said, who knows what they told them, okay? But it was relating to suicide. And I'm going to tell you right now, you ain't doing no favor to me if you do that, okay? This is more of an educational video. And also to talk about my own personal life and my experiences, and of course, music. So my dog has kept me from that. And he has some problems right now. He's gone deaf. And also now he doesn't want to eat. So I went to the vet. I paid over $200, near close to $200 for a bunch of blood tests and an examination. Now they want more. Now they want to do some other examination, which is another $120, I think, plus some other thing called an X-ray ultrasound. What do you call it when they put the thing on a pregnant woman, where they put all this butter stuff, gooey, and then they put this ultrasound, I think, and they see the baby. Well, they want to see my dog Max's stomach, what's inside, what's going on. So we're talking another almost $180 again, but no, about $160, I think. And then they suggested a teeth cleaning. Well, the teeth cleaning, oh my God, over $1,000. Yes, and I could take them to Mexico, and it would be a hell of a lot cheaper. But right now, I'm just really concerned because I need to know more about what's going on with him internally. Unfortunately, I can't afford to pay $1,000 some dollars for teeth cleaning. So I'm going to try to reach out to you guys later and do some kind of a funding help from, what is this website called? GoFundMe account. And I'm going to do that, and hopefully I can get some kind of financial help from you guys, because my dog is suffering right now. And I truly don't have that kind of money. I am going to put up my van up for sale once I move into this apartment, and that will help. But who knows when it's going to sell? It could be sold as soon as I put it on for sale. It could take months. I don't know, But if I sold the van, it wouldn't hurt me one bit to pay. Well, yeah, it would hurt me to pay that amount of money because that's a lot. But I have to do it. That's all there is to it. I'm not going to let my dog just die, from some abdominal issue going on or whatever else they're going to find. I can't. I just can't do that. He's my friend. He's been with me for 12 years. And I got him when he was a little puppy. And he can't hear me. He can't hear me. I'd bring him up, but I've got all this gear on, and I was going to play something for you guys, because also what's been keeping me going in this hotel and keeping me sane is my music gear. I was able to buy on credit these plugins for my guitar, and it's been just wonderful. I mean, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It was about $129, I think, that I paid for this gear. Oh, it's just beautiful, beautiful gear, and I'll play it in a minute. This is one of them. It's a Marshall 69 Plexi Super Lead. That's one of them. The other one is a called a Manley Vox box, and these things are freaking awesome, man. it's for vocals, and the other one is well, it's on this side over here. It's this other one. It's also a compressor. If you bought these plugins, if in a real hardware, you'd be paying thousands of dollars for each one. They're copied from digitally remade from real high end manufacturers of sound engineering, like this guy here. This is from a Neve, Rupert Neve. This is like, man, I mean, really nice stuff. And there's another one around here. It's an EQ. It's called the Massive Passive EQ. If I can find it here. Yeah, here it is. This guy. So I bought these guys. They're on sale for really, really cheap. And these are all made from digitally made from the actual hardware, and each one costs thousands of dollars. So I've been having a lot of fun, and I have to make payments on these. I think I'm paying $25 a month for 6 months to pay for this gear. That's the only way I can afford it. You know, I wish they had some kind of payment plans for my dog's surgery or treatments, but I don't have credit. You know, how did I get credit buying these plugins? Well, the downside of it, I bought them through a website called Z-Zounds, and they gave me credit, but they don't apply it to your FICO score. That's the downside. So I had bad credit for years. I've had it. And the reason I got bad credit is that it began when I used to have really good credit, and I was very on top of my payments and everything, you know. And then all of a sudden, somehow I forgot to make a payment. And then all of a sudden they told me, well, you owe so many hundreds of dollars. I'm like, whoa. So I tried to negotiate something with Capital One credit card. And I said, look, I'm on disability income. I only get paid a certain amount every month. You know, there's no money right now, but when I get paid, you know, please take what you need. We made an agreement that they were going to take, I forget how much they were going to, you know, immediately take out. Well, the fuckers, instead of taking what we had agreed on, they took almost all of it. Yep. They helped themselves. They just went and dipped, stuck their hands in my bank account after we had already agreed on the amount. And then slowly that's how I began to get screwed with my payments. And then I began to get behind, and then it jumped to the next one and the next one. And the next thing you know, it just goes on top, boom, 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 boom. And it builds into this big old freaking debt. And there went my credit. And that's how I got screwed over by Capital One credit cards. And unfortunately, I've tried to reapply, and I tried to get credit, and I don't get any kind of credit. The only kind of credit I get is like those payments, a payment like every 2 weeks, or like this one here. So anyways, I wish I had payments for the dog treatment. So this is how I've been keeping up, you know, sane in this hotel, and I've just been practicing. I made an outline that I wanted to do about the new channel that I'm going to start working on. And it's relating to my past. Okay? And many of you might get turned off by the things that I'm going to say in that channel. And many of you might welcome it. But when this channel began, Headbanger Ministries, it talked about that other person, okay? And but then I decided to stop doing it because of the trauma of having to relive that past life, okay? And the channel is called, it's going to be called, you ready? Drum roll. Maybe I should get my dog here for some. See, he won't even hear me. I have to do signals and this and that. He will listen to something like that, or he'll understand, but he won't hear me if I call his name. If I cap, up, 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 up. Come on, up. Good boy. He'll understand things like that. And yeah, Schmickle boy. So where was I? The channel, yeah. So the channel that I'm going to start, it's called Documenting. It's going to be called Documenting Damien's. You ready? Drummel. I'm sorry. I hit him in the mouth. It's called Documenting Damien's Detransition. Yes, you heard that right. Documenting Damien's Detransition. So I made a layout, an outline of how I was going to introduce it, and I'm going to do it in a separate video, not on this one. Okay, right now I just wanted to talk to you about my friend's suicide, my dog's financial payment, health assistance that I'm going to start doing, because he really is struggling a lot. And, you know, my dog has truly helped me tremendously, and he's been a real blessing to me. And he doesn't want to eat a lot. You know, I tried to feed him this morning and very little. And he is deaf. He cannot hear. You know, he cannot hear. And now he needs this massive amount of teeth cleaning and like, Jesus Christ, man. But he's definitely helped me with my mental health. And I got to take care of him. You know, I got to take care of him until I can't, however much I can, you know, because I have to live too with the little money I have. And please don't throw out comments like, oh, why don't you get a job, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, I ain't even going to go there because, again, it's a struggle with my mental health. You know, you might say, well, you look fine, you look okay, you know, you don't look anything sad, you know. You know, people just make stupid imaginary ideas that they have just by looking at someone. They think they're perfect and fine and all that, you know, but they don't know what's going on in their heads. They don't, you know. It's just like those people who are, oh man, and I don't want to put them down because I have, you know, a few family members that are very religious, but people think that, you know, the answer is Jesus, and Jesus is the answer for everything. Believe me, people, I've tried. I've tried the whole Jesus thing. God bless you people who do follow that lifestyle, but it's not for everyone. And just because you think you're the selected righteous holy ones because you're following the Bible or you're born again, that everybody else is going to burn in hell, I don't think so. I really don't. You know, I still pray to God. Absolutely. You know, just because I'm not banging my head and, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, doesn't mean that I'm not a believer. Of course not. Yeah, I may say fuck once in a while. I may say shit once in a while. I may tell the guy who cut me off, tell him to go fuck off. We're human, people. We're human. That's just the nature of it. And that's what I've been learning, that I am a human being and I fuck up. Okay? You fuck up too. Don't tell me you're all holy and righteous and perfect. Nah, man. So, I don't know why I started talking about that. Because I guess I'm going to do videos about that. Anyways, I don't know how long this video has been going, but I just wanted to talk about my friend Mark who took his life. It was very, very hard for me to hear that, and also I just wanted to mention the struggles that I'm having, with my own depression, and I'm supposed to be moving into an apartment. I'm supposed to be all happy and wonderful, with a yay, but I'm not, and maybe once I move in there, maybe things will change, maybe things will change, and also, well, my dog, like I said, he's just been stressing me out a lot. Thank you for watching. Bye. Say goodbye, Max. Say goodbye. He can't even hear me. Bye.